These are the sounds of Pomona, a brief chronological excursion covering some of the highlights of the college year 1954-55. The college year started out with the opening day convocation on September 23rd. And here in a recreation is President Lyons with a few excerpts from his opening address.
Towering above all other considerations is the necessity and the obligation to keep the United States healthy and strong. Unless we do this, we can neither defend our own society nor offer leadership to the nations that look to us.
As with many colleges, the year at Pomona started with a football season. Unlike most colleges, however, Pomona this year had the finest team in the school's history. A team that won all of its games. And perhaps the biggest highlight of the season was the homecoming game against Whittier College, at which time Miss Rugen Peters was crowned our homecoming queen.
To Randy Draper, President of the Alumni Association, will crown the queen.
As a representative of the alumni, I have the honor and great pleasure of crowning you, Rugen Peters, Queen of our 1954 homecoming. May your reign be glorious and, of course, victorious.
Thank you very much, and let's beat those poets.
The spirit of a winning football team was caught by players and fans alike, even to the extent that most of the games were tape recorded and rebroadcasted. However, fans from other colleges might not always recognize their players, as sometimes the opponent's lineup went something like this.
Ladies and gentlemen, here are the starting lineups for today's game. For Whittier, at right end, Bill Harris. Right tackle, Will Harris. Right guard, Herbert Hoover. At center, Barry Green.
And here is the first touchdown of the homecoming game, as reported by interpreter sportcaster Tom Slutz. At the time, early in the first quarter.
Now, when plays resume, there will be about 6 minutes and 20 seconds left to play in the first quarter. And now the Sachems break out the huddle. 3rd and 5 on the Whittier 32-yard line. Singling right. Ball goes to Whittam, and he tries right side, and he's all the way! Whittam is free, and the 10, the 5, and he's over for the touchdown!
Football season, the most successful one in the school's history, lasted well into the closing days of November. But the opening of December brought another unparalleled achievement, this time in the theater, as Run for Cover, one of the finest and most enjoyable musical comedies ever to appear here, opened December 9th in Holmes Hall. Written and produced by Stan Cornin and Hal Halberstadt, with music by Bill Blanchard, the play was, of course, an instant success. Here, then, are two of the most memorable highlights from Run for Cover. The first semester rushed all too soon to an early close, and soon it was time for the Christmas holidays. But shortly before Christmas vacation, the annual Christmas supper took place in Prairie Dining Hall, followed later that night by the Christmas Glee Club concert in Little Bridges Auditorium. Of the many outside activities the school offers, few are as interesting or as outstanding as the Thursday morning assembly programs. And although we're very fortunate in having excellent speakers from other universities in these programs, in most cases it's our own faculty who provide some of the most interesting and humorous talks, such as Dr. Herring in Costa Rica.
We went out into the country several times. Took me down to his ranch in Lucha that I spoke about. We started back after he was driving. Lonely roads. You've got a frontier country there, completely wild. Wild as anything we had in the Wild West. I said, but listen. I said, I don't know anything about, but all I know about Central American politics, it'd be awfully easy for agents of Somoza or agents of somebody to get you. I said, supposing they were over there in that bush. Oh, they'd shoot you.
The beginning of the second semester found us midway through basketball season, with track and Hell Weekend coming up. But certainly the most eagerly awaited production was that of the Frost Show. And although some of the most notable, or at least the loudest performers, were not in the show itself, nevertheless, the play proved to be one of the finest in many years. Here are two numbers taken from the Frost Show. The first, the football song, and secondly, a little bit of Gary Orr. Of the many things most of us remember about college, certainly the one uppermost is that which we had the most experience with, our classes. And most of us have at one time or another, I guess, taken a course called History 1A, 1B, Western Civilization. And at times, some of it sounded something like this.
And this question was submitted by the Resident General of Batavia. Mr. McConnell, the tape.
Eastern Europe.
Where they make all of the settings for musical comedies?
Egypt.
Egypt? Why did you say Egypt? You must have had a reason. I think it was a guess. You may be right. I just think it was a guess.
I'm not sure, but I thought it was down.
Yes. Why did you think it was down that way? Mr. Kendall.
What do you want me to answer, sir?
Where is Batavia? Isn't it in Java? It certainly is in Java. Where is Java? Where is Java, Mr. Deal? Where is Java?
Pomona's Roving Glee Club finally came home for a two-night stand on the 18th and 19th of March in Little Bridges Auditorium. And among the many songs performed was a special number by the Blue and White Quartet that went something like this. These, then, have been the sounds of Pomona. Not all the sounds, of course, not even all of the highlights. For there are some things that cannot be recaptured, either by a tape or a photograph. However, college is alive because of the people in it. And what we have hoped to do in making this record is to recapture some of the sounds of these people. And in so doing, recapture a little bit of what was Pomona.